Welcome to episode 2 of Minivan Confessions, where I basically hide out in my town and country minivan and provide stories and encouragement related to a common mom topic. Today's topic is going to be the comparison trap, which is a phenomenon that most of us are familiar with, where we look at somebody else's life or house or marriage or kids or what have you, and we compare ourselves to them and think, well, why can't we be like that? Why can't our house look like that? Why? And, you could go on, but it is a really common struggle that a lot of moms face. And really, though, it can apply to anyone, male or female, and in any stage of life. But before I really jump into talking about the comparison trap, I want to take a minute to introduce myself more fully because I realize I didn't really do that in the first episode. So my name is Christina Herr, and I am married to my high school sweetheart. We're coming up on our 10th wedding anniversary. And we're actually in a big transition right now because he is about to get out of active duty military service after being in for 8 years. So our life is, one chapter is closing and another chapter is beginning. So we're excited about that, but it's also bittersweet. But anyways, we have 3 children, ages 7, 4, and 3, 2 boys and a girl. And I am an elementary teacher by trade. But I've always had a passion for learning, for writing, for helping others, which is what led me to create my blog, Laughter Without Fear, and by association, this video series, which is, as you already know, called Minivan Confessions. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope today's episode really speaks to your heart and helps you know that you are not alone in your struggles. So, the comparison trap. It really brings us down. I want to tell you a little story about a time where I fell victim to this. At the school where I used to teach in North Carolina, my son went to pre-K there. He went to pre-K and kindergarten there before we moved, but it was almost the end of his pre-K year, and there were just a few days left of the school year, and I still did not know what I wanted to get his teacher and teacher assistant for an end of the year school gift. I knew I wanted it to be good, but I didn't know what yet. Not that I'm ever a procrastinator. So I had no idea what to get them. And I was waiting in the office to speak to my assistant principal about something or another. And I see a mom come into the front office, and she's carrying 2 large gift bags. I didn't really think too much of it until Christopher, my son's teacher and assistant teacher, came into the office, and they were the recipients of these gift bags. And this mom gave them their end of the school year gift, and oh my goodness, it was these beautiful, intricate handmade quilts in their favorite colors and embroidered with their names and the school year. And this mom had worked so hard to create these beautiful, beautiful tokens of her appreciation. Oh my gosh. And at that moment, I felt like a total schmuck because I thought, oh my gosh, I waited this long. There is no way that anything I get could possibly compare to these beautiful gifts. Why even try? I mean, of course, I was still going to get them something, but I just felt so defeated and deflated. And, I barely knew how to sew on a button. I could never make something that beautiful, and therefore whatever I could possibly pick out for them wouldn't be nearly as meaningful as what was running through my mind. So right after that scene unfolded, my assistant principal was ready to speak with me. So I went into her office, and the administration at that building was just so incredibly supportive. So we could talk to them about anything. And as I walked in, I was, still feeling the deflation of my, whatever bubble I had that had just burst as I saw what I had seen. And I said, oh my gosh, I told her, there's no way anything I could get them would be as good as that. Oh my gosh, I just feeling kind of down. I thought maybe she'd commiserate or, it's okay, or just have something quick to say. And what she said next really took me by surprise. And I will never forget it. And I am forever grateful to her for saying this. So thank you, Mrs. Steimel. She looks at me, and in her sweet southern, very subtle southern drawl, she said, Mrs. Herr, whose shoes are you wearing? And I looked down at my $2 Old Navy flip-flops, a little confused about the relevancy of this question. And I said, mine. And she said, exactly. You're not wearing anyone else's shoes, so don't you worry one bit about anyone else's journey. Oh my gosh. So wise, right? I felt so silly in that moment for putting so much stock in what somebody else had done and allowing me to compare my worth or value to somebody else. The shoes that I'm wearing are right for me. The steps that I take are right for me. They're going to be different than somebody else's steps. The roads that I walk on are going to be different than somebody else's roads. And the journey that I'm on as a whole is going to be different than somebody else's journey, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. We don't need to worry about their shoes or their steps. We need to worry about our own. And that was a huge moment for me. The fact of the matter is we were all created differently, and that's a beautiful thing. How boring would it be if we were all created to be exactly the same? There's always going to be people that surpass me in different areas. And instead of worrying about the mom who can sew beautiful quilts, or the woman at the gym who is much more toned, or the Pinterest savvy person who's posting their creations all over the internet, I really should be competing with myself. Is the version of me the best version that I can give? And is my progress further than it was yesterday or last year or 5 years ago? So looking to other people and measuring our successes against theirs, it can make us feel inadequate and hopeless and discouraged and frustrated. And it's very counterproductive and just ridiculous. Well, God didn't make a mistake when He made me or when He made you. In His sight, we are precious and beautiful, and He loves the whole package. And it's about time we really start loving the whole package too. It's not easy. It's really hard, in fact, but wouldn't our days be a little bit brighter if we were able to do so? And another thing to think of is that when we're comparing ourselves to someone else, we're not seeing the whole package or the whole picture. We're seeing a snapshot of their life. One perfectly curated picture on Facebook does not represent someone's entire existence. We're all imperfect. We're all a hot mess at times. Don't compare your bloopers to somebody else's highlight reel, because it's really not fair to you. Something that I want to encourage you to do is take a minute and celebrate your strength or your awesomeness. Maybe no one's ever told you to do that. Maybe you've never given yourself permission to do that, but it's okay, and it's never too late to start. I want you to think for a second about a strength of yours. It can be in any capacity. What are you good at as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter, as a human being in general? Just think about it. And I want you to fill in the blank. I am awesome at blank. What is something that is a strong suit of yours? And embrace it. Just embrace it. Say it loud and say it proud. And if you're at the doctor's office or on a bus with headphones in, then maybe you can think it loud and think it proud and say it out loud later so nobody thinks you're totally crazy. But it would really, really make my day if you did that. And it would make my day even more so is if you would write your positive thought in the comments section of this video, because I want to hear what you think you're good at and embrace it with you. And I want to cheer for you. And, no one's going to think you're conceited. It's okay to love you. It really is. And, I just want to say you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sticking with me for another episode of Minivan Confessions. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Please share with me in a message or in the comments of the video what you think about this. Have you struggled with this? And what are some things you've done to overcome it? Or if you need help or prayer in continuing to overcome it, let me support you. So share with me what you think. If you could share this video with anybody else who might need this encouragement, I would love for you to do that. So again, I want to leave you with the truth that you are doing important work. Moms, you are doing a great job, and I hope that you are encouraged. Thank you.